It says, okay, got it. All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. This is Stretching with Strength. We do this every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So what we like to do is teach you moves on how to keep yourself pain-free. So if you have tight hips, if you have knee pain, if you have low back pain, shoulder pain, each of these tips I share with you today are things that you can pick up and put into your daily routine. So pick the ones you like, pick the ones that feel good to your body, and run with it. Do it every day if you have to. Mix it up. I see Miss Hattie coming into class. Hello, hello. So what we're going to start off with today is we're going to get in our seated position. And if you've done these classes before, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. We're going to switch up that leg. We always go to a default setting with our body. Let's keep it guessing. So once you sit down, cross your legs, change it up, okay? So let's start with some hip circles. We're going to work a lot in hips and glutes today and hit some shoulders. So what I want you to do is I want you just to elongate your spine. I want you to think of the top of your head going straight to the ceiling. That's the best way to get your spine aligned. Because if you're looking down, the top of your head is obviously not going towards the ceiling. So think of a string coming out of the top of your head, and you're going to send the top of the head up to the ceiling, and everything else will fall in line. Okay, now what we're going to do is a few shoulder shrugs. So squeeze, go ahead and really squeeze those shoulders up to your ears. Wear them like a pair of earrings. Come on, squeeze them up. Oftentimes during class, we'll say, don't squeeze your shoulders, but we want you to do it right now. And then I want you to push your shoulders down. So you're pushing your shoulders down. Your shoulder blades on the back side of your back are attached to your shoulders. So think of pushing those shoulder blades into your back pockets. Now I want you to keep your head tall. Squeeze your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze them, squeeze them. So this is something you can do at your desk. I'm going to show you a few things we can do to keep our posture good at our desk. And push those shoulder blades into your back pocket. So technology has caused us to evolve into a rounded position. And there's very few people that have not gone there, okay? So we're going to learn how to keep the top of our head tall. We're going to squeeze our shoulders up to our ears. We're moving our shoulder blades on our back body by doing this. And then we're going to push our shoulders back down. Now, what I want you to do is just relax the shoulders and let's just circle the hips around. So the head can go wherever it wants now. The head can go wherever it wants. Circle from this hip crease right here, right where your hips fold, and just roll around. It's morning time when we're doing this class. Go ahead and reverse the circle. So you just spent about hopefully 7 to 8 hours in one or two positions in your bed, and your spinal fluid kind of gets, sent to one side of the spine or the other. It's not really necessarily flowing through the spine yet. So we've got to give it some love. We've got to let the spine move and get those joints all lubed up. Okay, come back up to your seated position. Let's go ahead and recross our legs. Now you're in your default. But let's work on the shoulders just a little bit more. We're working on back body posture. So what I want you to do is I want you to bring your elbows into your sides. Your palms are facing each other. Your thumbs are up. And now I want you to push those shoulders down like we just did a minute ago. So you're pushing your shoulders down as you pull your palms away from each other. So keep the shoulders pressed down. Pull the thumbs away from each other, the palms away from each other. Bring them back to neutral and just relax. Let's set that up again, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to have your elbows into your side. You're sitting up nice and tall. You got that good posture. We're moving our shoulder blades on our back body, squeezing our elbows into our sides. Palms are facing each other. Thumbs are up. Pushing your shoulders down. So your elbows come down closer to your waist. And then open your hands out. Open, open, open. Open, open. If you have any rotator cuff problems, this is your teres minor. This is one of your rotator cuff muscles. You're going to want to be able to work this and then take it back together. Just relax it. So let's do that one more time so you remember it. Top of the head goes to the ceiling. Elbows come into the side, palms facing each other, shoulders push down. Very important, okay? Now, open out the hands and hold, hold. Let's hold it for a count of 6. We got 3 more counts and 3, 2, 1. And you can keep pressed down and then go back into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it in and just relax it. Okay, roll those shoulders around. That should feel pretty good. So now we're going to sync all those rotator cuff muscles. What I want you to do is get your golfer's grip so your palms are wide open. You are folding your fingertips in, your thumbs are pointed out. This leaves a big space right here, very important. This keeps it out of the forearm and puts it in the shoulder. So what I want you to do is stretch your arms long, reach those hands as far apart from each other as you can, and your palms are facing down. And I want you to circle forward. Circle forward. You're always going to follow your thumbs on this one. So reaching the hands as far away from each other as you can, opposite of what we just did by squeezing our elbows into our side. Now we're reaching wide, nice wide wingspan, and we're circling forward. Circle forward and bring it in. Nice. So what I want you to do now is we're going to flip it to the back circle. Once again, golfer's grip. Fold those tips of the knuckles in. We're not making a fist here. We've got a nice wide open palm. And you're going to take your arms and extend them out. And then palms are up. So guess what? Your thumbs are facing behind you. That's the way we're going to go. Circle back. But reach those arms wide. Circle back. Circle back. Sync all those rotator cuff muscles together. Let them work in symmetry. This is just a great way to get your shoulders warmed up for whatever your day is going to bring to you. And let's bring it in. Let's do one more move for the shoulder mobility. These are 2 other of your rotator cuff muscles. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your arms out to the side like this. Your elbows are you're straight out from your shoulders if you can get them there. And from here, I want you just to rotate your arms, the back of your hands back as far as you can. So you're squeezing along the back side of this shoulder. So open it back, 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 and release. And open it back, 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 and release. Okay, now let's just bring it in. Give the arms a little bit of a break, but we're going to go back to that position. Are you ready? Come back here. So this time we're going to work a muscle that's on the anterior side of your shoulder. And we're going to just drop this down. So we're keeping our elbows high. And we're going into internal rotation here. We're dropping down here. And then bring it back up. So keep your elbows high, straight out from your shoulders, drop it down. Now this is a move you can do standing at a wall, sitting up against a wall, which will keep your spine nice and straight and tall. And bring it back up. Let's do that one more time. So this is where you might find some discrepancy. Your arms might not be equal doing these moves. Maybe you can't do it in one arm or the other. Don't force it, just go where you can. And bring it back up. All right, we've got some juices flowing in those shoulders. But like I said, those moves can be done standing with your back to a wall. All right, let's warm up these hips a little bit. Go ahead and take your feet And plant them on the floor a little wider than shoulder width apart. And let's just drop the knees to the left. And let the spine roll again. So now we're twisting the spine a little bit more, getting those spinal fluids back to where they need to be to get our day going really good. You guys wake up in the day with gratitude. This is a practice that I started doing. And the minute you open your eyes, you say, everything is going to be wonderful today. And you just set the tone for your day. So try that. It takes a little practice just to remember to do that when you wake up first thing in the morning. But that will set a positive tone for your day. Okay, let's bring our left foot in front of us, bent, and our right leg behind us. And we're going to stretch out this hip flexor a little bit. But when we stretch with strength, what we are doing is we're actively contracting another muscle to open up the tight muscle. So the muscle we will be contracting is our glutes. So you're going to be squeezing this butt cheek on the back side here when we lift up to our knees. So go ahead and lift up to your knees. And then I want you squeezing back here. As you squeeze, that's going to open this up a little bit more. We're going to be working on that squeeze some more today. So go ahead and reach up to the ceiling. Again, we've got that wide wingspan, like you're going to take off and fly. You are squeezing those glutes on the backside. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them, and then take it down. Now that you got that, let's just stay on this side and do it again. So we're coming up into what I call a triangle pose with our knees. Come up on your knees, squeezing your glutes as you come up. Keep squeezing them. Reach the arms, reach. And let's get that arm a circle. We've got those shoulders nice and warmed up. Let's take advantage of that. And let's circle back the other way. Nice. Good job. Doesn't that feel great? All right. Let's switch it over to the other side. So now your right leg's going to be bent in front of you. Your left leg's going to be bent behind you. Your knees are about equal distance right along the edge there of your mat. And you're going to push up to your knees. Remember, you're squeezing the backside of this glute. You're opening up that hip flexor. Open it, open it, open it. Yes. And reach with that wingspan. Let's take it down. All right. Let's bring it up this time. You're squeezing the backside. You're reaching your shoulders apart. And now let's give it a circle. Circle that arm. Circle it. This one's making a little sound effect. Go ahead and circle back. You might hear some popping and cracking as we go through these moves. It's all good. It's all good. Just be happy to move it. All right. So now, what I want you to do, we're in this pose with our right leg in front of us. I want you just to take yourself and I want you to twist your torso. So, and don't think of your shoulders leading this. I want you to think of your torso leading this. So you're going to take your rib cage and you're going to rotate it to the right. And you're going to place both hands on the mat. And then I want you to come down like you're bringing your chest down to the mat in a little push up. And then you're going to push up. Now I want you to take your hands another hand length out in front of you. So we're reaching a little wider now. And we're going to go back into that push up, taking your chest towards the floor. Chin is up and push up. And let's go one more hand length out. So we're really reaching this time. And we're going to bring our chest to the floor. And we're going to push up. All right, let's do that on the other side. So we're switching our legs. The left leg is bent in front. The right knee is bent back behind you. We are twisting from the torso. We're not leading with the shoulders. So I want you to take your torso, twist it towards the left. So right here at the rib cage, twist as far left as you can. Plant your hands on the floor. And now go down and bring your chest down to the floor, wherever you can go, and push it up. So let's move the hands, another hand length in front. And keep that rotation in the torso. And bring your elbows down to the floor. And push it up. Nice. One more hand leg. Let's stretch it out. Go reach as far as you can. And then push down, chest to the floor. And one side might be easier than the other. We're not totally symmetrical, although that should be our goal. Okay, so let's stay on this side. We're going to take our elbows to, we're doing that twist again. We're taking our elbows to the floor. And what I want you to do is take that right foot and lift it up off the ground and put it down. And lift it up and put it down. So we're getting a little hip movement right here at this hip joint. It's a subtle move, but this is internal rotation for your hip. So foot comes up off the ground and down. Now let's take that knee and bring it up and down, but keep your torso stable. Stay in that position where we're facing the floor with our torso and we're opening up our hips. So right now our knee is coming up off the floor and going down. One more time, up and down. Let's switch that to the other side. So this time, your left knee, your right leg is in front. Your left knee is behind. And think of your knees being lined up right here on the edge of your mat. So they're kind of even, if you could see that. Twist the torso. Get used to twisting your torso. Even when you're in your car, you're going to reach around to grab something behind you, or you're looking over your shoulder when you're driving. Think of the movement coming from the torso, not from the shoulders. This is where we get the shoulder wear and tear, when our torso is not moving. So it's got to come from here, guys. So go ahead and twist your torso. We're going to go back to the floor. We're going to come down to our elbows. And now we're going to lift that back foot, our left foot, up off the floor. It's not going to move very far. Just a subtle move. Getting a little rotation in through this hip joint. This hip joint needs all its fluids in the right place too. These are all great moves to do first thing in the morning when you get up, lubing up our joints. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the knee up off the ground, lift the knee and down. But we're keeping our torso stable. We're still facing the floor with our torso. We're not wiggling around. You don't want to go so big, you're coming out of this, okay? This is just a little knee lift off the floor, back down, lift and down. This is external rotation for that hip. And another so what we're going to do now is we're going to go come out of this. We're going to go into the glutes. We're going to see how much are those glutes really firing, okay? So we're going to go down to our back. And I want you to sit up on your mat. I want you to use this opportunity to engage your abdominals. And I want you to curl down to the floor. Curl, curl, curl. Holding tight in those abdominals. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. And then release to the floor. Okay, so here's the deal. We do bridges all the time, or maybe you do. But anyway, when you do a bridge, or most people do bridges, what they're doing is they're using their spine to lift their hips. And that's where the low back pain comes from, okay? Now, this isn't an obvious thing that's happening, so you don't really realize it. So if you are down like this, and you go up into a bridge, and you lift up really high like this, chances are you're using this lower part of your back to lift you up, not necessarily your glutes, which is our target muscle right here, our gluteus maximus. So how we are going to isolate that gluteus maximus is like this. I want you to take your right knee bring it towards your chest. So as long as it's bent past 90 degrees, this would be 90, just straight up from your hip, bring it past 90. That's going to lock out that low spine, your lumbar spine. You're going to just grab behind your leg here. You don't have to pull it tight, but just a gentle tug, okay? Now from here, I want you to plant this left foot into the floor, and I want you to squeeze your left glute, and I want you to lift your hip up off the floor. You're going to get about half as high as you have before, but you should feel it in your glute, and lower it down. And you can bring that knee to your chest and then plant it down. So let's do that on the other side. So what you're doing is you're bringing your knee, your hip into flexion here. You've got a crease right here. You're bringing your leg up here. So you're locking out that low back. So you can't rise up from your back. You're going to use your glute to rise up. Plant this right foot into the floor, squeeze your glute, and lift your hip up off the floor. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and take it down. Let's go to the other side. I really want you guys to get this concept of keeping the low lumbar spine out of this move. If you have low back problems, it's because we're using it for too many things. And we're unaware. So I'm just trying to bring awareness to this. So now you're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest. You're going to squeeze your left glute. You're going to lift your hip up off the floor. Now, if you get a cramp in your hamstring or somewhere back in here, just lower yourself down and then take this down. All right, let's switch to the other side. So we're bringing our left knee in. Very important to have that flex. Squeeze your glute. Lift your hips up off the floor. So now when you want to take it to the next level, we can just do lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift, and then take it down. Let's bring that right, let's do that on the left side. So we're even. We're going to bring our right leg in. We're going to plant our left foot on the ground. We're going to squeeze our left glute, and we're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower, lift and lower. One more, lift and lower. So now you've actually put that lifting muscle in your glute. It's a lot different than just doing this and pushing your belly up in the air by using your low back. So to increase the strength in our glutes, to take the stress off our low back, I encourage you to do a few of those to get that strength. Now, if you're in a class and you're doing these, I want you just to make sure you're squeezing your glutes, you're lifting up and down, and you're not like pushing up from your back like that. So that's where this is going. We're not using our low back anymore to lift our hips. We're squeezing our glutes and we're lifted. And it doesn't have to go very high. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. All right, let's come up to a seated position. Got one more hip move to show you. We're going to use a yoga block or just something, or your imagination if you have to. What we're going to do is we're going to lift our foot up and over the block. So I want you to sit. Let's put the block. Let's not put the block there yet. So I want you to sit with your right knee bent, your left leg straight. All right. Now we're going to put the block right on the outside of our left leg. And you're going to sit up tall. I'm sitting sideways so you can see my spine. And what I want you to do is take the heel and lift it over the block and come back. And lift. And watch my spine stays straight and lower. So this is engaging this quadricep right here, but it's opening up your hip as well. So let's switch legs. So one leg stays bent. You're straightening the other leg. You're sitting up nice and tall in your spine. Your yoga block is gonna go on the outside of your leg. Sit up tall. You can flex your foot so your toes are pointing back to you. And if this is too high, you take your yoga block and you go like that. Out and in. Out and in. And if this is too low, you can take it all the way up here, up and over, but try to keep your spine straight. So that's a little tall for me because I want to round my back to do it, and I don't want to be doing that. So I'm going to put it back to this level. I'm going to flex my toes back to my head, and we're going to come up and over, up and over. I just knocked that over, so I guess that's too tall. So get it where it's good for you, and make it work. Those are working the quadriceps, those are working the hips. So today, guys, we worked the shoulders, we took the load off the low back, we opened up the hips. Take some of these moves, pick out the ones you like, pick out the ones that work for you. They all work for you, but the ones you feel like you need, and enjoy your day. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Chris.
You are welcome. How are you doing?
Shoulders a little bothering me this morning.
Try that move
I'm
I did
okay.
in the beginning, in and out like this.
Yeah. Well, I went to PT yesterday and he kills me.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're looking good.
You are too, ma'am. So proud of your other race you just did.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you
Okay.
keep going. I'll see you
All right.
later.
We talk later on.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay.